G'day all, something a little different today on this very windy day. Out birding through the car window. And not only birding through the car window, I'm out birding with my old mate Tilly. She's sitting there patiently ready to go. Ready to see what we can find. As you can see, I fixed the camera to this old tripod head. Fixed it to the door, so hopefully we won't get too much wobble. But yeah, very windy conditions, so we'll see how we go.
The way the wind is at the moment is almost bad enough to blow the feathers off birds, including this pair of beautiful love-struck Galahs. At first glance, the male and female look similar. However, with this species of bird, the answer is in the eye, or more specific, the iris of the eye. The male bird on the left identified by his brown, almost black iris, while the female on the right has an orange iris. The female not looking too happy, as the blustery conditions upset her finely preened feathers. The Galah is abundant and widespread, found across the entire Australian continent, and their grey wings and tail, light pink crest, and bright pink body, head and neck make this species of cockatoo easily identifiable. From one windswept bird to another, the Red Backed Kingfisher. Just check this one out, clinging on tightly, trying not to get blown into the next state. Just listen to that wind rip through the microphone. I'm glad to be in the shelter of the car at the moment. A striking bird with its long scissor-like bill, turquoise coloured wing and crown, black banding around the eye, and red back, which is where it gets its name from. I'm north of Adelaide in Mallee country, where these birds prefer. The red-backed kingfisher inhabits dry forest, mulga and mallee country, and often far away from water. Feeding on insects, lizards, frogs and small mammals, these birds are perch and pounce hunters, swooping on their prey from above. Preferring grassland and mallee scrub of the drier interior of the Australian continent, mulga parrots are normally found in pairs. However, this male is on his own. The poor light not doing the true colours of this male mulga parrot justice. Behind the branches is a singing honey-eater. Unfortunately, just like the next two birds, it can sometimes be difficult to get good clear footage. White Winged Triller, a female, foraging on the ground for insects and seeds. Next bird is this Nankeen kestrel, just visible through the branches of this tree, possibly waiting like the rest of us for the wind to ease. The sun is making an appearance, warming up the ground and bringing out the shinglebacks, or otherwise known, the stumpy-tailed lizards. As we travel on, AM has just turned into PM, and with the wind fading and the light increasing due to less clouds, we have more amazing encounters with a number of birds, such as this beautiful female brown falcon, perched high above the roadside, surveying the land. Brown falcons are the most commonly seen falcon, found across the entire Australian continent, including Tasmania. Feeding on small mammals, insects and small birds, and just like all birds of prey, these are nature's killing machines, built for speed and efficiency, although with this little thornbill seemingly mocking the brown falcon, you wouldn't think so. The thornbill, possibly a yellow-rumped thornbill, may have a nest nearby, so is tempting fate by trying to lead the brown falcon away. However, the brown falcon is not interested in the antics of the thornbill, and soon disappears into the distance. A family of white winged choughs, with a pair of chicks that won't be long until they fledge, held safely below in their bowl-shaped nest made from mud. With these birds looking similar, it's difficult to pick up. However, there are 3 adult birds coming and going from this nest, all helping in the raising of the hungry chicks. White-winged choughs take up to 4 years to reach maturity. so any other birds outside the breeding pair could be chicks from the previous years, all working together to help incubate the eggs, feed the young and babysit where necessary. White Winged Choughs are highly social and are often seen in groups anywhere between 5 to 20 birds, foraging on the ground for insects and seeds. As mentioned, there are 3 adult birds tending to the chicks, possibly more, and just like the Galahs, the secret's in the bird's iris. If I stop this footage here, the 2 adult birds in picture have slightly different coloured irises. The one on the right has a light red, almost pink iris, while the one on the left has a maroon to dark red iris. If we move to the next footage of this single bird tending to the chicks, you'll notice the iris is almost black. This is the iris of an immature bird, possibly last year's offspring. Very interesting how tightly generations stay together, assisting one another through the daily chores of life. As with most birds, White Winged Choughs like to keep a clean and tidy nest, which helps keep predators away from an easy meal. As you can see, the adult bird has collected the chick's feces in its bill for disposal away from the nest. With the nest being a hive of activity, you could easily sit and watch for hours, being immersed in all the action. What an amazing encounter, and one that I've been a privilege to be a part of. From one very social bird to another, Dusky Woodswallow. Just check out the antics of these 3. Busily preening themselves, then one another, pushing each other along, all while playing the odd game of leapfrog. These almost fluffy looking birds are highly social and highly communal, coming together to roost in groups of up to 30 birds. With colouring being the distinction between the 6 different species of wood swallows found across Australia, one trait they all have in common is the light blue beak. Catching insects while in flight, they are also aerial specialists. Another bird where you can just sit and watch for hours, as they make a long day in the car well worth it. Spiny-cheeked honeyeater, an attractive bird with its blue iris complementing the pink beak and brown and tan body parts. Definitely a high number of stumpy-tailed lizards around now the sun's out. A large member of the skink family and a species of blue-tongued lizard common across Australia. Australian magpie. These birds have adapted well to suburban living and are common in open arid areas, particularly in areas cleared for farming. We have made our way to Morgan, a town on the banks of our beautiful Murray River, and found this group of little corellas and sulphur-crested cockatoos digging around the dirt, looking for seeds and roots. You can see this sulphur-crusted cockatoo intently moving rocks and beak loads of dirt in order to get to its prize buried deep below the surface. Finally success, and with the outer coating quickly discarded, the fruits of its labour is quickly swallowed, while this little corella settles for an easier meal of the buds of this herb. In stark contrast to the corellas and cockatoos digging around the dry dusty dirt is this large flock of Australian wood ducks foraging on the lush green grass beside the river. We had some amazing encounters with birds, all without leaving the surrounds of the car, and coming across this spectacular whistling kite was certainly one of those. An encounter that would have been short-lived if I had to open the car door, get out and set the tripod up. One thing I've noticed with birds of prey is they don't like to hang around. As soon as the car door is opened and a foot hits the ground, they are off. However, with me not having to step out the car, it was happy to let me continue filming, even sounding its approval with its very distinctive call. This amazing raptor glimmering in the afternoon sun, watching its surroundings intently, possibly for any easy meal, as the whistling kite is more of a scavenger than a hunter. Either way, that impressive long hooked beak could do some damage. Hairy Nosed Wombat. These normally shy creatures make a run for their burrows at the slightest sign of danger. However, I guess I didn't pose any watching from the inside of the car. What a special way to top off a great trip.
It's alright, come on, go stretch your legs.
As I stop to give Tilly a well-deserved stretch of her legs and let her chase around a stick or two, this brings me to the end of this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see more nature-based content. Thanks for watching.